So I'm David. This is Chris, the Vine Me Dine Me guys, and we're here to talk a little bit about what we do. We've developed a rating system for affordable wines, and we're going to talk about a couple of hundred wines that we see in the marketplace, in grocery outlets, in discounters at Costco, places like that, and really give the opportunity to have us taste the wine. And ultimately what we want to do is develop a taste trust with our audience. And so this podcast is really about making wine really approachable and making good decisions. And we're going to do a lot of different things. We're going to talk about some of the things that go into making wine, the types of pairing that you do with certain kinds of wine, and we're going to tell you what's good and what's awful. And that's really kind of the key to the whole thing, is just being able to give you an opportunity to sort of hear about these wines, get a full spectrum analysis of what they are, talk about the price point, where the value intersection is with that, and then to make good buying decisions. And that's what we're about. How about you?
We spend a lot of time, I spend a lot of time drinking wine. So this is the greatest podcast ever for me to be at.
That's a good point.
I just get to sit here and drink wine, talk about it, which I can do till the end of time. But I'm always running into people. I've done a little studying on wine, so I'm a WSET 2 level in my wine studies, and probably drank way more. I probably drank as much as I saw, but don't have that level of expertise. But I've run across a lot of people that know I have a passion for wine. Both of us do, and we get in those discussions, and they're like, what is a good wine? Some people just won't drink a wine unless it's $50 or more. Like, well, it can't be good. They just discounted it. Anything over $20, or like anything under $20, they're not gonna. It's nonsense, right? What we want to do is taste trust, huge, right? Trust us, see how our palates are. But in the end, what we want to do is we want to help you find your palate, like in what you like, and then help you find the wines that your palate agrees with at a good price point, right? You don't have to spend $1 million for a bottle of wine. I mean, later on, as we progress through this podcast and as our concepts grow, we'll probably experiment. We'll probably jump into some other wines and some other categories. But I think the first several podcasts are really going to focus on just a good value and just finding a good wine for a good price, and then how to find that, right?
Right. So it's the where, and then what with, and those types of things, right?
Yeah.
So that's been one of the biggest challenges that I have, is that I'll go into a Costco as an example, and being a wine drinker, I just feel like Costco's awesome.
It's a great place.
It's a great place to buy wine and get some really good ones.
Yeah.
You also could get technically you could get some bad ones, and if you're at Costco and you're sort of perusing the offering, right, and they don't merchandise them in a way where it's like, oh, here's the $12 section and here's the $25 section. It's sort of all thrown into a bin, and you sort of make choices, right? And so I guess if you have brand recognition, you go, oh, I've had that one before and I liked it, and then I remember that's the thing, right? And I'll grab that one, and the price could be $19 or $25 or whatever it is. But what's interesting is that I have on many occasions just bought blindly and just said, hey, I'm just going to buy a bunch of wine. I need a bunch of wine. I'm going to buy a bunch of wine, and we'll test some things out, right? And I'll almost never go as far as like picking against my taste. Like, I won't go and buy a Zinfandel for fun, right? As an example. But if there are 5 or 6 Pinot, I get it.
A lot of things.
A lot of people can go wrong, right?
Yeah,
but what's interesting about that is that I'll buy 3 or 4 different Pinots in different categories, and the strangest thing is that very often I'll find something that's exceptional, that tastes exceptional. Maybe it didn't taste perfect the first night, but like a day later, it's had a chance to get a little air in it, right? Oxygen in it, and then it tastes very, very different. And I'm like, wow, that's an exceptional wine. You just need to open up. Right. It's those very subtle things, the difference between a $10 and a $25 bottle of wine, and I love exploring that, because you're a little bit different than me, and then if you don't like a wine, you'll just, that's it. I'm done.
I got to put a cork in it and give it away. It doesn't really matter about the dollar value. There's no drinking for bad wine.
Right?
I can't do it.
I get that completely. And at the same time, my style is more like, well, I don't hate it, and it's still wine.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are some tricks, and as we go through drinking wines, and we're probably going to run into a wine that you just recognize right out of the gate. It's
Right.
just way too sweet.
Yeah.
Way too sweet. You can't, you're like, man, I'll give it a second. The only way to combat that, if it continues to be sweet, is eat something sweet. In the back half of our website, obviously, in our podcast, it's called Vine and Be Dimey. So there's a whole section on food and pairings. And David's going to, bring you through that. Phenomenal cook, and really is good at pairings. But when you're sitting around, you open up a bottle of wine and see you did spend $75 on it, and you're like, I don't have the heart to throw this out, or the pocket,
Right.
and it's too sweet. Then go grab something equal as sweet. Grab a little piece of chocolate and throw it in, and it changes the whole complexity of the wine.
Experience of it.
You just squishes your palate right away. I think you'll see, like when we're drinking wines, we're going through a couple. We have a little club soda. Always great to have in between wines. Really cleanses the palate. Sparkling water.
And we also do something a little bit different. There are tastings that are pure tastings where you just get the wine exactly as it is, no chasers, none of that stuff. But sort of what our thing is to have a party, to drink drinkable wines and have some really good food. I'm gonna show you things about cheese that'll help to get you closer to where you want to be with the palate, and then of course I love cured meats of all different kinds and types, and so we're going to see quite a bit of that, and then we'll see some actual meals prepared, and that'll be fun as well. But I'm really sort of like, there's no point in just drinking wine if you're not going to have food with it. I think those two things are hand in hand. It's sort of exactly what we do, and you can also find incredible value in good food choice as well. And so if I see deals, we're going to share that as well, and that'll be just like a sort of an ancillary benefit to the conversation about wine.
And this is not a joke. Okay, so the food part goes to him, because I think the greatest pairing. I think the greatest pairing of wine.
Oh no!
And I'm not kidding.
You're going to ruin it.
I know. It is part.
It
is what it is. It's horrible. I think the greatest pairing of wine is like a white cheddar, which is great,
That's not too bad.
and popcorn.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not.
I literally have a bag of just plain popcorn, like not flavored, not salted, not buttered, just plain popcorn, microwave, cheddar.
I can get that.
And then I am really much more about the wine. But when I hang out with David and he introduces me to pairings, I'm like, yeah, that actually does work pretty good, right? So.
Right.
All right, so what we're going to start with today, we're going to talk about our wine rating system. We're going to go over really quick with you. There's 5 different points. You have appearance, obviously, just what the wine looks like. So you're going to look at the clarity, the color, the viscosity, which kind of gives you an idea how much alcohol is in it. And then you're going to go to the nose and the aroma. And you're going to look for intensity, cleanliness, complexity, expression. Obviously, cleanliness. You want to make sure it's free of like cork taint. We'll talk about that.
That's actually something we should talk about a lot about. There's a lot of times when you go to a store and you buy a wine, and the difference between it being how it was made and actually how it tastes now can be incredibly different, right? And so if you bought a wine, let's just say for the sake of argument, you have a wine that you always buy, right? And you go in there and you taste it and you're like, something's off, right? Just having that ability to detect that, hey, something is off. I'm not gonna drink this for whatever reason. It could be a cork, it could be sediment, it could be a bad batch. There's any number of reasons why things are off. But people will drink right through that, and that's the sort of the strangest thing. But being able to distinguish a wine that's got sort of gone bad, or has some faults to it, is a really, really powerful tool. And it at least will do is it will say, hey, don't go back and get that one again. Like, be smart about what you're purchasing. Remember that label for the right reasons, and then make good choices.
And I'll pour, and I don't like big pours when I pour wines. It's below the where the most oxygen will hit the surface of the wine. So the larger the surface in the air, that's kind of where I pour. But anyways, just pour a little bit, take a test, take a sip. I brought a bottle back several times, even a grocery outlet. Like if it's $10, I just put the cork back in and hanging on. It's pretty fast. I'm like, dude, this is
never an issue.
Yeah, it's not a bad wine. It's a bad wine. Like it's not. It's a cork problem. Right. I hope this winemaker should be banned from ever making wines.
Exactly.
So we have the nose. I think we covered that. We have the balance of the wine, which is sweetness, whether it's sweet or dry, acidity, tannins, again, alcohol content, balance and harmony of the wine, and all those things kind of tie together. And then we go to taste, probably the most important thing, complexity, which isn't necessarily always the best thing, right? We'll go into that about our, what we like about wines, secondary notes, how complex it is. Anything with vanilla for me, some people love it. I got to run. That's New American Oak. That's where it comes from. And the moment I get a taste of that, I got to pass it on.
Yeah, that wouldn't faze me a bit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even blink at that.
He's all in. It's probably not going to get a great score from me. Just understand that having vanilla in my wine, or if it is overly vegetal, meaning I'm just getting beaten over the head with a green pepper. That's just I can't do it. It's like raisins showing up in places they shouldn't show up.
Right.
I mean,
No, I get that.
Yeah.
Vegetable wine is the worst.
I can't do it. Like a Cab Franc. Mickey loves Cab. My brother loves Cab Francs. It's like the crazy thing. I'm like, it's kind of like a V8.
It really is. And there's a terrible consequence sometimes.
Carmeners, dude.
What's that?
Carmeners.
Absolutely. One of the common things is people will go to they'll go on wine tastings. Like we'll drive out to Temecula or San Luis Obispo or Lodi or something like that, wine merchant or whatever. And, you get all those wines, and some of them are heavily discounted. You don't know if they were you tasted it in the tasting room, then you get it home, and then you probably don't store it correctly, which only means that you put it somewhere where it was warm and it had light on it, right? And it got into the bottle. And then you can turn a good wine bad relatively quickly, doing some sort of things that we would all normally do. And so when you taste that, it's like, oh wow, that is really different. That is really not great. And I just probably ruined a very good wine with some poor care. So hopefully we'll get into all these discussions.
Wine storage is huge. I mean, it's really.
I'm sure we're going to go into deep dives on some of these podcasts. Some of them will try to keep them super light and just talk about the wines, but there are going to be instances where we come in, fully ready to go, and we're just going to go all in on it. And
that's
all it's going to be. So anyway,
wine storage is kind of like meat.
Yeah, right.
It is like you can't just freeze it, unfreeze it, like thaw it out, and then decide, I'm not going to cook it today and freeze it again. No. That's a bad recipe as far as I know.
All right, are we going to stop interrupting?
We're going to. So anyways, we're going to do taste, which is complexity, and then we're going to go. We're going to talk about the finish, the aftertaste. We'll talk about the length of time in the aftertaste, because that is kind of important. And then really the most important, number 5, is the criteria. It's just overall impression, and we're going to give you age worthiness. Is it drinkability? That's really like, is this a good wine?
Right.
Like, is this a drinkable wine?
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, really, like, is anyone gonna be offended by this wine, or are people gonna go, wow, that's really nice? And then of course we're gonna employ our personal score. That's worth 5 points in the wine rating system.
It should be worth more, honestly.
Well, no, because
I get it. No, I get it. You gotta have rules.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny, you talk about people. Like, you want to serve good wine, right? You don't want to serve any bad wine to anybody, and yet I've been to many parties that you go in and there's the choices of wine are all sort of in that category of like cheap and low end kind of wines, right? So you're like, well, what choice do I have? So I grab a red Solo cup and I fill it up and I go off on my merry way. But the truth of it is those wines are awful, and you don't want to serve those to anybody. But if somebody comes up to you, they've been drinking bad wine all night, you're gonna know. And they're going to say, oh, isn't this wine delicious? And you're like, you have no taste. You do not know what you're talking about. I need you to go to this podcast.
Yeah.
Right?
I need you to listen. And maybe that'll be from you. That won't come from us.
That won't come from us. That'll be something you'll have to
That won't come from us, because really at the end of the day, it's your palate. It's what you like.
That's true.
And, that's what's the most important thing. Like, hopefully you don't get a headache, and you find a wine that you think is drinkable.
Right.
And we're just going to try and help you narrow that down, so you're less apt to make bad decisions when you're in Ralph's or Vaughn's or whatever your local Bevmo or Total Wine.
Wouldn't it be great to just, if either one of us could ever just go in and get one, like go into any store, right, and just get one bottle of wine, like the
I wish I could.
Maybe I text you and I said, hey, I found this bottle and I like it, and you're like, okay, and then you just go in and buy one bottle, but you never do. No. Go in, you get that bottle, and then you buy 6 more bottles.
Well, because they give you 50% off.
Right. You got to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. and if it's wines that I don't know, I can't buy one wine because if it has vanilla, I'm throwing it. So like, I
gotta
have to have a backup.
Your
I gotta have
first-
a backup.
Your first choice and
Yeah.
your backup choice,
Yeah,
right?
backup in case that thing starts kicking vanilla at me. All right, so what we're gonna do is we start on our first.
Okay.
So we'll go through.
Let's talk about, did we tell them what we're actually drinking? This
Yeah.
is
So
Via
today,
de and
today we're gonna be drinking Pinots, right?
Oh, they're all
Pinots.
They're all Pinot Noirs,
right?
and they're all sort of in the same year. Or this one's a little bit older.
Roughly, this is a 23. That's a 20. They're all 23s.
Okay.
Yeah, look at that. Okay.
And are they all from the same region, basically?
They are not. No. So this one is Valle de Inez, and that is from San Luis Obispo County. So it's a California wine. It's actually just a little northeast of Santa Barbara. And so when you, but I think they're pretty much pulling those grapes from the same, like San Ynez, kind of curves around, and then San Luis Obispo. I think they're all pulling from that same ridge, right? I think it's still Santa Barbara.
Do we know that this is it's a blend, though, I'm sure, right?
So Pinots, I don't think any wine is
Pure.
right? They're always going to do something to round it off.
Maybe it's mostly Pinot.
Yeah, you're hoping it's definitely mostly Pinot. You know, but they might round it off with something else. You know, you'd rather them round it off with a Merlot or like something, whatever, some other kind of wine that they're not going to put on there instead of using what's the term I'm looking for? That
I don't know. You're the wine aficionado. I don't know.
Wine.
Why you think you'd be more prepared?
You know, it's something that comes natural in some wines to a degree, but some blenders will use it. We'll think of the term later, and we'll talk about
That's
it.
blooper reel.
Yeah. No, well, this is, the brain doesn't always work. Okay, so yeah, they're all from this guy is I would put in the class of a Santa Barbara wine in that region.
All right.
Really cool. Some of the Santa Barbara wines are going to have secondary notes that are very minerally. I think you'll find. I mean, the Pinot kind of already has that, but you can really taste it. Sometimes in those mountains there, in those hills, at really good vineyards, they starve the grapes. They really will water them less, and so because they know that in the mountains they have like lime, they have all these minerals that it's got to reach down through the wines, and they're really resilient. Like grapevines are resilient as all heck, and so they will just keep on searching for nutrients and water, and so they'll go down in the cracks between the lime, between all the minerals in the rocks to reach the water. So they'll starve them intentionally. And then
They pick up whatever they pick up from the water.
Yeah, and
water
by the time it comes all the way up to the grape, you have all those things. So I'm excited about that one. I'm drinking it actually, kind of like.
Well, so while we're on that subject, I mean, I don't want to get us off on our ultimate score of this thing, but it's funny that you say that because so this is about the second or third bottle of this that I've had over the course of about a year or so, and in every way that there is, like in terms of drinkability, it's a very easy to drink. It's got nice sort of a balanced flavor, but it has this one note, right? That sort of is in the back of it. It's in the aftertaste, in my opinion, that really resonates, and it sort of sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
And it's got a sharp quality, it's got a tannin quality, and now that you've said mineral, it has a very high mineral-y kind of almost like iron would taste, in a sense, right? Yeah. And so I've been wondering what that was. If I'm judging this like on our scale, right, this wine's probably going to get an okay score, but in the terms of complexity, right, I'd be like, oh, well, this is more than just wine. This is somebody's clearly crafted this, and probably, like you said, grown some very deep grapes, or maybe there's some very deep grapes in this wine, and you can sort of tell because of the mineral content or because of that one note at the far end of it, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
It does. And on some wines, and it's tricky. The term I was looking for earlier, some blenders there's natural sulfates that come through
sulfates.
wines,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Okay,
But some blenders actually use sulfates
Interesting.
to round the edges, which is, I'm just not down for that. But and sometimes a hint of sulfate can be confused with like a mineral. Right?
Oh,
Okay,
interesting.
so it's fine. So if there's a lingering taste, you got to wonder. The sulfate, like like it almost tastes, you know, like at the very end, like almost like you're licking a match. Like it's got that, it's a kind of got
Yeah.
that
That's
flavor
not
to
quite
it.
what I'm experiencing.
Yeah,
but
I'm not
that's-
experiencing that on this one
Yeah.
either. But
But I can
you got
see
to
why
be
you
careful.
could, yeah,
Like some people
sure.
are like, oh yeah, it's kind of minerally. No, that's sulfate. That's
Interesting,
good.
interesting, yeah. But in every other way, so let's just go ahead and rate the easy things,
Well,
right?
we're gonna
Oh, we're gonna
drop. Yeah, we're gonna go across so really fast.
Oh, yeah,
so
okay.
that is more of a Santa Barbara wine, and then we're gonna jump to a Pinot Noir, which is a Bourgogne actually. So it's French Pinot. Same varietal, done in France, done over here. Completely different winemaking techniques. You're not gonna find, and of course, a different region. So you're not gonna find as many minerals, I think,
okay.
in that, right? You're not going to find that. It's probably going to be a little smoother. It's probably going to be a little drier.
Okay.
In a lot of different ways. So Bourgognes, love them. I mean, if you love the grape, Pinot Noir is just such a great grape, anyways.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then we're going to run with Carneros. Carneros, it's a Beringer, which I normally wouldn't drink. I don't think my dad drank Beringer, probably out of like a big bottle, like with Gallo back in the day.
I don't know this brand though. Is that the kind of brand?
Beringer is kind of a known brand. It's not. I don't think it's. I don't think really have a high. You know, I don't think it's known as a. You know.
Is it a box wine? Like
No,
it's not that. It's not.
No, it's not like that. But
Okay.
but I found this again, a bottle, you know, under $20,
Yeah.
and I saw Carneros, and if I see that, there's certain things on Pinots that if I see Santa Barbara for California wines, I'm always going to entertain French wines. Love French wines.
Right.
So if it's a Bourgogne, like, okay, let's give this a shot. If it's a California wine, it's a Pinot. I'm going to look for three places. I'm going to look for Carneros, right? I'm going to look for Santa Barbara, you know, San Ynez, like all in that area, and then of course Carneros. Great. They get a nice cloud cover in the morning, you know, so they have a good marine layer, so they're just not getting toasted. You know, it's not like the Temecula grapes or the Paso grapes. And not that there's anything wrong with those wines.
Right.
And just don't know if the Pinot can really handle that kind of beating, right? Because they get kind of jammy. And if you want a jammy wine, you're not gonna drink a Pinot. Right?
You just literally talked about 5 things that I've never even one time. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah. Good.
that's great.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
let's drink.
All right, let's do it.
So, okay.
We're going to start with the San Luis Obispo. So let's take a look at the color. It's really interesting. The clarity.
I like the color of it. It's very.
I think it's really,
Very
really
pretty.
clear. I
It's
don't
very
see any
clear.
faults in that. I mean, I think it just automatically. There's 5 points for clarity. So
We were talking about that term, lubrosity. No, is it lubrosity?
no, viscosity.
Viscosity, right? And I was like, I never thought about it before, but
Yeah.
I'm swishing it around, trying to look cool,
Yeah.
or trying to look like I know what I'm doing, right? I'm like, oh, this has a very interesting viscosity to it. And
It's
the
got
way that
little
it sort of
legs.
sticks to the side of the wall and that stuff. So
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool. But anyway, so what do we rate? So what do we give that?
Yeah, and I think really at the end of the day, again, only WSET 2. So, and I sell electronics during the day. Okay, so, yeah. So it really, I mean, to me, if it has a good amount of legs, I think it's going to show that there's like a pretty decent alcohol content. And so in the winemaking process, you have grapes, you got yeast,
Right.
and then you know the grapes produce sugar, and then
Right.
and then the combination,
Right.
the yeast eats the sugar, and it produces alcohol.
Yeah.
And that's just the bag. So
Thank you, Professor.
yeah, no, but you want you want alcohol content in there, right?
All right.
You want
What would so I like the clarity of this. I would probably give it 5 points.
I'm going to
because it
give
looks very good.
it's not losing anything
Right.
for me, right?
I like the color of it,
Mm-hmm.
and I would probably give that 5 points because it's very pretty. There's no, it doesn't look dingy to me. It doesn't look like it's greenish, or it doesn't
Yeah.
have any appearance of being, anything but perfect wine. It just looks good, right? So,
For me, it does have a bit of a brown color.
oh, does it really?
Yeah, so there's a brown tinge to that, which isn't necessarily
I
bad.
had terrible light in here, possibly, but no. You know what? Now that you're around the
A little
edges,
bit,
right?
Yeah,
Oh,
just a little
okay.
bit, right? And I think
Not much though. That might be the glass.
no,
I would have
that's
to-
still mine, and it could be the age, could be a lot of things because I've tasted it. It doesn't appear that
So, are you going to give it a 4?
No, I'm gonna give it a 5.
Okay, you're gonna give it a 5. That was my point.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna give it a 5 because. But if I hadn't tasted it yet and I had to do that,
Yeah.
I might be concerned. I might throw a 4 at it, or only because it had some brown, and that could lead to some bad things, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Just a couple things. If it's brown, generally flush it down.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna give that a 5 though, because I've tasted it. And I know.
Alright.
The viscosity
We talked about that.
is great.
Yeah, the viscosity is incredible. So
I
we
think-
can give that a 5. So that's kind of a round off perfect score for
appearance.
For appearance.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
great.
We'll give it.
All right.
Nose.
So I didn't stick my nose in this though. I smell it, but it doesn't have a ton of aroma to me. Like
It really
it's not super in your face at all. I can detect a little bit of alcohol, and it does have a very, very light floral kind of bouquet to it, but it's not
For sure.
it's not powerful at all. I wouldn't even give that in intensity. I wouldn't even give that a 3.
No. I mean,
Yeah, so-
I don't want to pound on it too much, but
No, but it's just not. It's just that's not a very intense.
no.
It doesn't. But as far as cleanliness, I think it's very clean. It's a clean
Yeah.
flavor.
Free
so,
of faults.
yeah, I'd say
to the nose.
5.
Yeah.
Complexity, I didn't detect that, so I probably wouldn't even give it a 5. I'd probably do it. I don't know what I would.
I mean, it's not again.
it's not terribly complex.
You can smell.
I can-
You can
I
smell the
can.
minerals. You can. I mean, I'm probably going to give it a 5 on that.
You know, when we
Right.
we had a
And
chance to smell some wines, and of course recently,
these-
right? And this one wouldn't even. It would barely even register.
And I'm
in
just
this one,
wondering
like
if.
we've tasted.
I mean, I might have let it air it out. So, hang on. We're going to do that.
I'm still gonna give it a 5.
And I remember initially when I. Yeah, there's just a lot
Just
going
not
on there.
on, right? That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's
And
got some.
terroir, so we were talking about what you could actually taste, a little bit of mineral, a little bit of earthiness. I could definitely pick up a little bit of earthiness. I detect a sort of a note of coffee, which is odd, but that's sort of the end of it.
I see a
Right?
little bit caramel.
Caramel, that's maybe the
yeah.
closer to caramel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, expression and variety is. I'd probably just give it a 3 because it's like it's
Well,
sort
I
of
think
there.
it doesn't, for the varietal and for the region, I can get some of the minerals. So it's not sending me somewhere else. You know what I mean? It's not like overly. It's not like in that region you're gonna get one that is
Yeah.
full of fruits.
Yeah,
You're gonna get a basket of fruits.
Yeah.
I think it's for the varietal. I think it's fine. Right? I think it's a good expression of the varietal.
All right, well,
but you do
so-
you. Right. This is how this works.
All right.
This is taste trust, right? So we're gonna talk about it, but we got to have our own scores.
Well, I'm going to put a plus. I'm just going to put a possible +1 next to that score, just in case you change my mind. I don't think you're going to, but I want to leave
Absolutely,
room.
yeah,
So-
yeah.
All right, let's go on to balance.
Okay, balance, sweetness, dryness. Yeah, it's
very
it's about the appropriate. So
It's pretty sweet. I wouldn't say it's dry at all. It doesn't give me dryness, even a little bit.
is it appropriate?
You mean for the grape?
varietal.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I mean,
think
it
so.
doesn't just. If you think so, that's fine.
I think it has a good amount. It's pretty sweet.
I think it's sweet myself.
A little bit.
I would give it a 5 because I don't understand. I don't really understand the dryness criteria. I don't get dryness from this. I have had wines where they were really, really dry. That's not what I get from this one. So
Well, I think you can, again, so in this, we're going to do a quick test for you. And you can do this on your own. Really kind of important when you're drinking wines to find out, because we're going to talk about acidity, tannin, and sweetness, right? So what you do is you take a glass of wine, take a sip, and then I want you to hold it in your mouth for a second, swish it around, drink it, so swallow, and then hold your head upside down with your mouth open, okay?
well, that's a lot of instructions.
Okay. So I just drooled in my hand, all right? And that's the point.
Super good for the content.
So you're gonna open, right? We can do this every time. Really. Won't be the first time anyone's, or the last anyone see my drool on myself, but you tilt your head upside down and you open up your mouth, and it's where the saliva comes from. That is a huge test on what kind of wine and what it's offering you. So if you feel the saliva coming from the tip of your tongue, then that is sweetness.
Interesting.
Okay, so that's where you taste sweetness. If you feel in the back saliva coming from the back, then those are your tannins. If you feel the saliva coming from the side of your tongue, which is what I just did, then that's the acidity.
Okay.
So it's much more acidic, and you'll feel it, and it's just flowing out of your mouth.
Yeah, I would think if the rating number for acidity is a 5, I'd give it a 6.
Well, again, but what we're going to talk about is the appropriateness, right?
Okay.
So you have to. So if you drink a cab,
right,
and all of a sudden it's just massively acidic and there's no tannins, you're like, dude, what's going on?
Right.
What the cup? So this is a Pinot. So
I should expect that from.
We should expect acidity, like
I get that.
right,
Okay.
a high balance. So
it meets that criteria.
Yeah.
So good. All right.
So I'm going to go for, it probably is a little sweeter than I would normally like for me personally. So I'm going to give it a 4. Acidity's absolutely perfect. And there's some subtle tannins, which is good, right? That's kind of a bonus, I think. You're not going to expect a lot, so that's perfect. I'm giving that a 5. Alcohol and balance, I think is great.
In truth, I don't think it gives up enough of the. I wish it had a little more of that alcohol. You know, when we were testing it in the nose, and I sort of looked for that little bit of sting, right? Because I like that flavor. It's sort of like carbonation in Coke. I like that little bit of sting.
Okay.
I don't think this one has as much, or it doesn't taste like alcohol to me. It tastes more like it's a little heavier on the sugar side or the sweeter side than it is alcoholic, in my opinion. So I'm only going to give it a 4.
All right.
And what are you going to rate it
I'm gonna give it a 5. I think it's got a perfect balance.
at? You think it's balanced?
Yeah, I mean, something else you can look at. Again, it's all about, right? It's about something you look. So this is 14%, which is pretty high,
Right, it is high.
right, for a wine.
Yeah.
So that means that the yeast did a pretty good job feasting on. So they did a pretty good job.
What is typical, like 11, 12?
No, I think you're in the 13s, but if you start entering the 14s, I think
That's on the higher end.
Yeah, they let the yeast on there for a while, and it did its job. It ate most of the sugars and gave you as much alcohol as it was going to give you, without
All right, I get that.
Right. So I like the balance on that.
And the balance and harmony, is that kind of the same thing, or is it not?
Well, I think it's just the overall balance. I think it's just taking everything that you have here, right, and giving it a score, right? So because you were like, it could have been drier, like in your opinion. You're like, it could have been drier, but overall, it did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like just the balance of the wine. It's not tangy, or it's not, it's not ultra sweet and not silky.
And by the way, I'm fully drinking this wine with food. So let's not,
it's going to change your palate.
it's going to change your palate, right? So
For sure.
I'm not getting necessarily every single thing, but I can tell you that it is delicious with food. It's perfectly drinkable and fine. It's got a great, like a satiant quality. You drink it and you finish it, and it's like, that was good.
I mean, again, what you have here, we'll touch on this every single time. It's about your pairings and what you're doing. But if you have a lighter wine that's not sweet, right, which is what this is supposed to be, and probably also affecting your sweet content, like your grade.
Sure.
Because if you add something salty, then it's gonna taste sweet. Right. If you add something sweet, this thing is gonna be as dry as the day is long.
Yeah.
Right?
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's really gonna affect that. Everything here is salty.
Yeah.
Because it's great. It's a good choice for that.
Well, it is a Friday night.
It is a Friday night.
So.
All right, so I'm giving 5.
And I also gave it a 5.
I like this one.
Okay.
Okay, flavor. The next one is taste. Flavor, intensity, and complexity.
So I have a feeling that I've sort of discovered all of that in these previous things. So I really feel like flavor intensity for me is about an 8. I'm really just being a little bit conservative because it's not quite as intense as the first time I had it.
Yep.
And I'd never tasted it before.
This is the first time I've had this.
And, is that right? This is the first time. Oh, okay. So interesting. So you may be having a different experience of it than I'm having, and it's not quite as over the top as it was when I first tried it. So right? And then the finish and aftertaste. I like the finish a lot. I think it finishes perfect. It's great with food. It washes food down perfectly.
Yeah.
I don't get a distinct aftertaste. Like I'm not getting that overwhelming sort of lingering aftertaste at all. So I'm gonna say it's probably like an 8 for me on the
Okay.
aftertaste.
So I'm gonna go hold off on that 8.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Okay.
Right? So I think like a good finish on a wine. Well, there's 2 aspects. It's the duration of it,
Right.
right? And you don't think about it. Like the other night we were drinking wine, we talked about that. And all of a sudden, we didn't think wine actually had a pretty good finish. We were hanging out. And we put a stopwatch down. And I'm like, okay, let's just clear our minds, take a sip of this wine, focus on it,
Right.
hit it. We're going to waste a minute of your time. But all of a sudden we recognize like how long. So some wines are like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, like it's as if you never took a sip.
Right.
And so that's, that's okay. You're not getting a great score. That's part of a finish. You also want the wine, but if it gets up to a minute and you're still tasting the
Pretty
wine,
substantial, yeah.
that's a really nice finish. That's good. It's going to get a good score. And then also, it's just what happens at the end. I intentionally corked that up so we may be fresh. And it's also what happens at the end. So you could have a great long finish, right? So many comments about that one, but we'll keep this clean. So you could have a great long finish, but if the end of the wine is horrible, then if it all of a sudden you taste.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is that it can change that drastically. You taste something initially and you're like, oh, that tastes good. But then what lingers is awful. And if it's got a lot of sulfide, is that sulfide in it?
Yep,
or sulfates in it, then you're talking about like burnt match. That's exactly what that flavor tastes like. It's like burnt matches on the back of my tongue. Yeah,
in the beginning,
it's
like,
awesome. Yeah,
this is a freaking bowl of cherries. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
And like 10 seconds later, like this is like burnt hair and chutney. You know what I mean? Like this is like what happened, right?
Right.
So it's just bad.
Yeah, bad.
So these are the things we're looking for. Okay. So
Looking for not burnt hair.
Yeah, chutney. Not the combination.
Right? That should be a criteria. Like, does this wine taste like burnt hair?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
I like a tall glass of bourbon, mango, and clamato. Just put them all in there. So it's okay.
That's ridiculous. All right.
So we're gonna go. I actually have to do. So flavor for me.
Right.
I mean, it's a pretty fruit forward.
It's pretty fruit forward. Yeah.
I think that's where you were.
A lot of grape in it. Yeah.
I think you were hitting the. There's some good mineral, but the complexity. There's some you can definitely get the minerals in. I don't think you can find grapes from that area without tasting some good secondary notes. But I'm gonna give it an 8.
You know that flavor that you get from when you get a really good steak, and it doesn't have to be a really good steak, but a really, really good steak, right?
Yeah.
It's perfectly medium rare. It's got a little bit of fat on it. It's got some pepper, like kind of heavily peppered, right, and salty. Take one bite of it, and it's not the initial rush of the meat itself, right?
Yeah.
But you do get that, right? It's sort of that lingering after you've sort of chewed it all up and you've gone through all the fat and you've mashed it all together. Yeah. It's that little bit of lingering iron flavor that exists that you sort of know what is a good piece of meat.
Yeah.
Right? That's exactly the end of this. Yeah. That's exactly what I taste.
Yeah,
right?
but that's what you're what you're getting from Mother Earth, and that's what you're getting from that region. Right.
Yeah, totally. That hits so specific, right?
Yeah.
So,
but that's again, and we'll get to this later, but that's what you're, if you like that, then you're going to get that from that region.
Yeah, right.
For sure.
Exactly. Right. Yeah.
So all right, so finish and aftertaste. Let's do it. Okay. So we're going to throw on a little stopwatch. It's great. I think I got an ugly here. My phone doesn't recognize me. So 5, 6, 8. Okay, so here we go. Little stopwatch. I'm gonna take a sip, and we're gonna time it. All right. So 1, 2.
No. You still get it?
A little bit.
Yeah, light,
So,
very,
It's
very subtle.
about 15.
Yeah, I mean,
15
there's still a little bit kicking, but not a lot. But I stopped at about 17 seconds.
Mm.
You know,
what
which is,
the range of flavors that are there from the really sort of low end, like easily to detect fruit, all the way up to that very sort of last little bitter thing. It's like once it gets to that point, it's pretty, to me, it's gone. Like it's already gone. I'm not parsing it down to the last little note, I guess.
I mean, it's still kind of there, you know. Okay, and
Well,
that's
I gave it
30.
8. What are you giving it?
So it's about the second time around, but I had a couple in a row.
All right.
Was about 30 seconds.
Gee whiz, okay, that's a lot.
No,
That's a
no,
big
no, no.
difference,
I think
too.
it's about 28 seconds.
Okay, so from about 17 to about 28.
Yeah. So let's just say it's a 20. I mean, so that's it's not bad. It's not what the
That's not what we had the other night.
yeah.
No.
But it's all good flavor wise in the end.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. No,
There's nothing that's
that
coming up.
jumps
No
out.
partner
No,
or chuck.
none of that. No,
None
it's
of
good. It's
So
good.
I'm gonna give it a 7
Oh, no kidding. Okay, great.
because
So
I think
that puts me at a -1. Okay, that's great.
only because I've had wines that we had one the other night
Yeah,
that was
unbelievable.
that was a pricey wine. I'll be honest with you, it was a little pricey. And we had one, and that finish lasted for over
Yeah.
a minute. It was insane. Just gift that kept
That
on
was
giving.
that was a weird experience, right? Drinking. So if you ever get an opportunity to do this, and I hope you all do, to drink a $300 bottle of wine against a $30 bottle of wine, right? And maybe even if it's the same varietal, that's even better. But
Yeah.
The differences for most people would be almost indistinguishable. Like you'd have a very hard time telling one exceptionally crafted wine from another sort of like kind wine. But this one was it was pretty good.
It was really it was really good. You know,
and just so I recognize that I'm not worthy of that, but I got it anyway, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
I did enjoy it. That was super fun.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
And it's not like, you know, it's funny when I had it. It's not like Pinots are going to last forever. You know, Pinot's not a wine that you're gonna. It was an 18, I think,
It was 18,
something
that's
like
right.
that.
Yeah.
And so it was, you know, it's not a big Bordeaux that you're gonna, you know, give it 10 years on the shelf. You're actually making the wine probably worse than that.
Right.
But we threw that. I mean, it was great. It was the length. Both of the finishes on both wines again. So this is about comparing, like finding a great $20 bottle of wine. The finish on this, like it tasted great, but it just went away. And some people like that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And you know what? The interesting. So
I mean, that's really the important part. Is like the finish ends out. There's nothing funky at the end. I mean, you got to give a high rating.
yeah, for sure. Let me have that bottle for a second.
Yeah, of course.
So look at this. Look at this label. Okay, try to remember this label, right? You're going to see this on wine menus at the restaurants that you go to locally. You're definitely going to see this wine, and you're going to say, okay, if my choices are down to a couple of bottles, and this is at the $12 point, price point per glass versus the $15 point, $15 glass point, pick this one because this is a very good wine for the money, right? And it's still stupidly expensive in the restaurant. Don't get me wrong. Okay, I'm just saying if you're going to make a choice,
Probably $60.
it's at least $60, right? So make an informed choice and pay a little bit less to have a substantial wine.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's all.
We will get into what to
Yeah.
order when you go to a restaurant. I
I
promise
think
you
we're
that.
trying to cover so much ground, and it's like we could talk all night about the very nuanced effects of every single thing,
Yeah.
right? So,
All right, so last one is finish. So last one is overall impression. So age, drinkability. I think it's
it's a 10. For me, it's a 10.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
I would drink this all the time.
I think it's a really drinkable. I'm going to give it a
Very
10.
drinkable.
That's-
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a
that's
10.
End of the day, is it drinkable?
Yeah,
Is it
it
good?
is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm going to give it for a personal score. I'm gonna give it a. Honestly, I'm just gonna give it a.
I'm giving it a 5.
I'm gonna give it a 5. I think it's a really
It's
good wine.
completely fine.
There's nothing I don't like about this.
Yeah,
Right?
and at the price point, anything under $20, I actually think that I spent 14 on that wine
Yeah.
at Costco. And it's a screw top, right?
that.
It's very unpretentious, but you would have a hard time distinguishing
Yeah.
this wine from a Sonoma or a Napa wine in a similar price point, or maybe a little bit more. For sure, you're definitely going to see it on menus all over the place. I would definitely pair this with any good steak, and even more so like barbecue. This is a fantastic wine for chicken barbecue or flank steak, something grilled with a lot of
Yeah.
char on it, man. I'm telling you, that would be absolutely ideal. So look for that, and we hope you enjoy it. That's the key. All right.
Yep.
Good.
All right. So we are going. So add these up here. So we got 17. We're going 24. Sure. We're going 15. And then we're going. Okay. So I'm missing something here.
I think that's fairly accurate because I came up with 85. Where did you come up
I
with?
came up with about an 86.
Okay, so we're very, very close.
Yeah.
And I had a +1 on 2 things that could have gone either way, and I had a -1. So really, net, I had a +1.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So-
I mean, so really, so an 86. I don't, and again, you go and you get 91 point wines, or however they rate them. 86 is a drinkable wine. No one's gonna put a tag on there that says it's rated 86. No one's gonna.
And I think a lot of those ratings are
Yeah.
really generous. Sometimes I see, well, not sometimes, I see it all the time on wines that are a price point around $15 or $18 a bottle, and they've got these 92 points. And I'm like, if this was an authentically 92 point wine, then there wouldn't be any wines on any other shelves that were $50.
Yeah.
That's just, it's like the difference. So you're telling me the difference between a 92 point wine and a 98 point wine, which never happens anywhere, is a $30 swing? It's not. It is absolutely not. So you have to be sort of, I don't want to say cynical, but cynical is probably the right word for it, about, wine rating systems. Even our wine rating system is not a perfect system, but it is, it's a lot more in depth for sure. And I think if you, once you get to know us and get to know our wine taste, and you get a chance to buy a handful of these bottles and get some good value, you're going to be like, oh, I get exactly where these guys are coming from. And when we tell you about something that we really like, you're going to be able to go right out and get it with a lot of confidence. So anyway, that's the goal.
Yep. We missed this actually. So
We missed something? What did we miss?
we did right here. This is actually worth.
That is worth 10. Apologize for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Well, I
right.
take it all back.
So yeah, your personal employment score is worth 10. Sorry about that, buddy.
All right.
That was my bad. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah. So now that makes it for
Well,
me.
I'd still give it so all right. So we went from an 85 to a 90,
Yeah.
and yours did too.
Yeah. So it's mine would be a 90.
Yeah, mine's a 90. Okay.
So we take that back. 90. It's called bad math, and it's a Friday. In our first podcast.
Well, listen, I get by on my looks.
Yeah.
So I don't, bad math.
Yeah,
whatever.
bad math.
Doesn't mean anything to me.
Cheers. I do like this wine.
Yeah, we will
Really
buy it
do.
again for sure.
I could do that all day long.
All right, let's go on to another one. Are we going to do the Behringer?
Yeah. This one though, we're not gonna drink the whole bottle. We're just gonna
Okay,
go.
we're just going to taste it. And
Yep.
Okay.
We're gonna taste it
New
and go.
glasses? Can we make it do with the glasses we have, or do we need new glasses?
I know we can do absolutely. Yeah, we're gonna throw. So hook me up with that another. Do you have another scorecard for me?
This was all that you printed.
I thought I
Here,
printed.
you have this one.
I thought I printed 6.
That was all of it in the printer. So.
Might be more.
It's okay. I'm just use my other one to make notes on for this one.
Okay, that's fine. Love it. All All
It's
right.
the same scorecard, but I'm just going to do a different wine, and then when we take a break, I'll have you print out another. So
Little
this
trick.
is-
So we're gonna do this. I can get the wine cutter out 9 out of 10 times. This thing's really flexible. Just grab the wine. It's got the little plastic on it. It's not screw tough. And just twist the bottle. Just pull it off. You don't have to be romantic about it. We are gonna do some blogs, and we're gonna do some. Let's bring this over here. Maybe can I turn that a little bit? We are gonna do some talking about wine storage, wine openers, all those in our future blogs, et cetera, et cetera. So keep an eye out open for that, because that's huge, right? Or do you feel right using electric? Sometimes I'm lazy. Electric's kind of nice, but there's a couple really nice ones, and once you know how to use a regular one, it's just kind of cool. It goes just as quick as an electric, right? Soda water clears the palate right away.
Okay, that does it. Good.
In the glass. All right, let's go to the
No,
Big
no,
Bourgogne.
no. Oh, we're not doing the Behringer.
No, we're going right to the Bourgogne.
Okay,
Right?
well,
Yeah, because they're both California, so let's mix it up.
All right.
Let's jump in.
Oh, now see, look at the color on this one, though,
Yeah.
right? This is
Automatically.
like automatic, yeah, like super different, right? This is ultra, ultra, ultra clear, very pretty. It looks like garnet, right?
Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
This looks great.
Yeah, oh,
Again, a little bit of orange. We're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
Let's just worry about that.
we're
right
gonna go step by
away.
step. So you're gonna have some discipline because
I know clarity. We're running through it.
Okay.
Ready? Clarity.
clarity.
Excellent.
5.
Color. Great. Viscosity.
Yeah, look at it.
Fantastic.
Look at it. Just
Uh,
pours down.
Yeah,
It's a perfect.
the
Okay.
French. Gotta hand it to them. Okay, the nose. Way more intense,
Oh.
particularly when we first poured it in there. Frontals. Something on the end there. A little something on the end. But yeah, you're just getting a lot more.
Now,
than
interesting.
just
That sort of has a sort of an industrial sort of complexity to it. Like
At
to
the end.
me, yeah, at the end, right? It almost smells like. It doesn't smell. It doesn't probably doesn't taste this way, but it has a concrete smell or a dirt.
Yeah.
A dirty.
Yeah, and Pinots
Right?
have that though. So
Yeah.
don't be afraid of that, right? Pinots, because they're not such a jammy grape,
Yeah.
it opens itself up to all those
That
other
smells
flavors
like
coming through it.
like dirt, like like
yeah.
wet dirt.
Yeah, yeah,
Doesn't taste that way,
yeah.
but I can completely pick that up.
Yeah, but
That's
I mean,
crazy.
it's a really smooth.
It's very smooth.
It's nice. It's definitely more intense than the previous.
I
So
would rate that a 5 on intense.
I'm gonna go on 4. There's way more intense. I know that. Cleanliness, absolutely. Yeah, 5. Complexity.
Very complex to me.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Now,
Range of aromas is
It's
good.
interesting. Terroir now takes on a whole new definition, right? Because I can definitely taste the earth in this.
That's
Or
fantastic.
I can smell the earth in this.
But
for sure.
In my opinion, that's the best part about a Pinot. Again, one more time, because it's a lighter varietal, so you want to be able to. It's going to allow you to taste more of the earth, right? Again, you're not getting clubbed over the head with all the other. All right, so that balance. Let's get to the tasting. My favorite part. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, the Bourgogne.
Oh God, that's good. Oh, yeah. That's different than it smells. Way, way, way different than it smells, though.
Not really, yeah.
Oh.
That's good.
So it's got that lemon citrus note, a little bit of toppy citrus note to it. It's very bright. It's much brighter than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was so dank. The smell of it was so dank, and I was like, oh, I didn't expect it to be that bright, but it's super bright.
Yeah, it's super light.
It's very light,
Yeah.
right?
Right?
Crazy. I did not expect that. I did not expect that at all.
And interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's almost
So it's got it's the texture is very very light, but it's got a good bouquet to it. Like it's a little more floral than fruit forward with the first one. Way more floral
Yeah,
than that.
yeah,
Like
and
way
more intense. Like just
that was really fruit forward. Like this is way more floral, a lot of flowers.
Well, and there's a richness. I can only liken it to like a concentrate. It's almost a concentrated expression, right? So it's like that first pop, that first initial blush of that citrus note hits you sort of square over the head.
Yeah.
Right? It almost forces you to like push it back on your tongue a little bit.
Yeah,
It's like you have a response to
I'm
it.
not getting the hit, but it's floral. Like I'm not getting necessarily
You're not getting the
citrus
citrus,
for me, but heavy floral. It's good. So, all right. So, but it's not too sweet.
No,
Right.
it is interesting.
Yeah, I think the appropriateness. I think it's fine.
You know what's funny though?
It's not too sweet. It's not too dry.
No, and you're right. But we were talking about it, and there are some wines that are not necessarily going to be great with food, and this happens to be. This might actually be one of the rare reds that you can drink comfortably with like a piece of salmon or like a light seafood dish, like a brazzino or something like that, but also completely by itself, like one hunk of cheese and a cracker, and you just
Or maybe a
sip on that.
Maybe a bowl of popcorn and some white butter.
I guess.
Yeah.
There's one choice.
There's that option. There's always that option. But I mean, we should do at some point go back and try these same wines with like salmon
for sure.
I guess it won't overpower it.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
We'll get to it later, but I think
Or a cipino. How about a cipino? Wouldn't that be fantastic? A cipino with that would be
Yeah.
fantastic, right?
yeah.
So,
I mean, you don't want it to. It's a pretty powerful Pinot, in its own right, though, right? So you don't want it to overpower the food.
I don't think it could overpower a cipino. I think it could overpower
salmon,
a piece of salmon.
Maybe. Yeah.
But I like that. But because of the flavor profile of it, I like it so much because of I can think of a salmon that I would like with like a lemon butter type
Yeah,
of sauce
that'll
or
work.
something like that. So anyway,
All right.
Well,
We'll bring that. We'll do that next time. All right, that's good. All right. So for me, the sweetness, everything's appropriate. I'm giving it 5 out of 5. Acidity is perfect. Tannins, it's the right amount of tannin. There's a little bit in the back end, but not a
Just a
lot.
little bit.
You're not supposed to have a lot there. Alcohol from the taste is very good. How'd you feel about that?
Yeah, you know what? I don't get the stinging. That's pretty balanced.
Mhm.
I mean, I can tell there's alcohol, but I don't. But it's not like it jumps out at me. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay, 5 on that and balance.
Interesting note.
Yeah.
Which one is sweeter?
Oh, I think this one's actually a little bit sweeter.
Okay, good.
Yeah. In just pure,
Just because it's full.
it's much richer. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's much
Okay,
richer. Yeah,
fantastic.
But it doesn't resonate.
12.5%. I mean, 12.5%, 14%.
Oh, is that right? Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that is way drier.
Yeah. Yeah, this just an ultimate sweetness of like instant blush.
Cool.
It's right there. Yeah.
That's cool.
So, okay.
Mhm.
Balance and harmony, 5.
Yeah, I went 5 straight down. Tannin,
too.
alcohol,
I did
balance,
too.
harmony.
Okay.
It's good. Flavor intensity.
So I'm gonna bump up. I actually think that's more intense. I think that's closer to a 9 for me.
I'm going to give it the same because that was really fruit forward, so I thought it was pretty intense, the first wine. And I think that I got more, where this one, again, a great flavor. I enjoy the minerals that I'm getting from that, right? I'm not getting as much of that from the French.
Oh, I don't.
Surprisingly
Yeah.
enough. However, like, we'll get to the next. My overall impression.
Well, isn't it interesting that that one tasted like you were talking about the bedrock thing and like deep vines and all that stuff. So the first one, I could taste the bedrock
Yeah.
iron constituents,
Yeah.
right? This one, it tastes like dirt, like good, really high quality dirt, but
Yeah.
still like
But you're not going to get those minerals, and you know what?
Yeah.
You're not going to get those in a lot of French wines. It's really you're going to get a lot of fruit forward, drinkable wine. Wait
and
till
it is, yeah.
Wait till we pull out a Gamay, right? You know, like a Beaujolais, like a Gamay.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
completely
crazy.
different world, I'm sure,
It's,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Crazy.
well, I'm looking forward to that.
Yep. All right.
So finishing aftertaste.
All right. Let's
Length of
do.
body.
Yeah. So
I'd give it a 9 out of 10 for sure.
I'm doing complexity. I'm keeping the same. I'm doing an 8, only because I've had some other ones, and now we're gonna run to the. We're gonna give it that test. Let's get the stop sign there. All right, here we go. Let's get the timer. Taste it.
And here we go. It lingers pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm about out now.
Man, that is still there. I mean, that's a good.
Boy, I tell you, it gives you a pucker when you taste it that way. Like when you're just sort of trying to just find the moment,
Yeah.
and you taste that way. You
Just
really,
thinking about it.
it
But if
really
you just
gets
keep on breathing it, pick up the air over.
It makes my jaw sort of tighten up. Like, oh man, but it's still really good. Very punchy.
Yeah, I think it was good. I mean, it's going to get an 8 out of 10. It's 30 seconds. It's
Okay, so I'm -1 behind you on that.
Yeah.
On that one. Okay, all right. And then, what is your overall impression?
8. The drinkability, I think,
Off
is.
scale high, right?
I think it's great. I think
Yeah,
it's
it's good.
extremely
Very
drinkable. Personal score. I'm gonna keep it at an 8 myself. I think. Right. I think it's a really good one. Personal score.
I think 8. I think 8 is fair. It could probably go 9.
Yeah.
So let me. So
Yeah.
the thing is this is not this. I know for a fact it was under 20. I can't remember exactly what I paid, but I think it was 14.
Yeah.
Right. And for that, in the context of a $14 wine, it's exceptional
Yes.
because it's complex, it's interesting,
Yeah.
it's got legs, it's a body to it. It is not. This is not your average wine. This is a pretty good example. Let me finish this thought. This is a really good example of a winemaker that got lucky and made a really great wine, right? And they were like, I got a ton of this stuff and I'm sitting on it and I need to make a deal because I need money more than I need wine. So they put it out on the marketplace and some savvy Costco buyer tasted this just like we did and went, hell yeah,
Bring it on.
we're doing it. We're taking that. We're going to take all of it. I'll take all of it, right?
Yeah.
So he made that winebinder's life, and put out a great product. And we are the beneficiaries of this incredibly complex wine because somebody could very easily give this a much higher rating, put a higher price point on it, and probably get it for a good long time before it got sort of to the end of its years. And then it would go on, whatever was left over would end up on some bargain at some wine cellar somewhere, right?
Absolutely.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Right?
100%. Yeah. It's a exceptionally drinkable wine. I mean, it's going to end up with a pretty good score from me, right?
Yeah.
So, I can tell you that it's a point more. So it's going to end up at about 92 points for me.
And I'm at 93.
Yeah. So I think it's
Yeah, we both agree that's a really.
it's
really
better than the
good.
first. I'm a huge. I like California wines. I'm a huge
Oh yeah, what's not to like?
French wine.
Yeah,
fan.
no, they're
Like,
there.
yeah.
I feel the same way about Italian wines. I don't need to drink them as often, and I'm not nearly as savvy about what is good Italian wine and not. But if I see something that's got like more often than not, I'll be in Trader Joe's as an example, right?
Yeah.
And they'll have like a Chianti or something, whatever they have.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, well, I can't
Sangiovese,
really
yeah,
go.
they-
Yeah, Sangiovese. I can't really make a mistake because Trader Joe's does such a great job of, curating their wines and whatever. So I'm probably more often than not going to get something decent, right?
Right.
But I agree with you though that the few Italian wines that I've had in some restaurants with some good pasta or whatever have been unbelievable.
Yeah.
And just like completely knocked my socks off. And
Yeah.
then I go, oh well, all Italian wines are the best wines in the world, right? And that's not true, but there's a lot of them that are really, really good. I love them, So Oh, we're gonna open that one up?
No,
So,
yep,
we're gonna move
not
on to the
space for
Granger.
you.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yep,
Well,
okay.
you'll have to edit that one out.
Yep, a little bit.
Hardly, man. Wine cats, get down.
Okay, shocker, that one twisted off just as well. So, good stuff. I will show you a wine opener later that you'll love that is just all-encompassing. Like, my favorite wine.
I'm a purist.
Yeah, no, it's not electric by any stretch. All right, so let's
We're
do
gonna
this.
do the thing again, the stuff.
With the stuff, we're going to do the thing with the stuff. That's soda water. We're going to kind of clean the glasses out, and we're going to clean our palates out so we can just taste it. It's really good. Sometimes, again, just to have it, my drinkers should always have like a sparkling water or something. I get a thing when I taste something vegetal. It's a classic.
Can't get it out of your mouth.
It's one of those I can't stop it from coming. So like I've had a Cab Franc and I'm like, wow, that's just too vegetal. And so I'll just be like, yeah, no, I'm done with that. I'm just gonna open another one. I'll pass it off to my brother who loves that. Loves a V8 with alcohol and not a Bloody Mary. I do love a good Bloody Mary, but yeah, and I can't. It doesn't matter. Everything I taste
Yeah.
from there on for the whole night is just green pepper. I can't get it out.
Yeah.
This is the key.
I wish that I had known that because I had a couple of wines from our wine club, and they just been in the bottle too long.
Yeah.
They just.
They could have got that.
Well, so because I'm an idiot when it comes to buying wines and all that stuff, right? I made the mistake of buying some Merlot Futures from a vintner that I really liked, and we tasted them, and they were absolutely fantastic. I mean, just unbelievably good. But in that same purchase of wines, I ended up getting the wine futures or the Merlot futures, and then I ended up with about 6 bottles of other things. But as it was, I put the whole thing in a closet, and then it just sat. It sat for the longest time, and I just almost like unconsciously forgot about them.
Right.
And so those Merlot futures were fantastic. They were some of the best bottles I've ever purchased. I purchased them each for $25, and they were $100 bottles of wine when they were finished 5 years later. But the other wines, the Pinot and some of the other wines, the Classicos, and I think we had a Tempranillo or something in there, they had just fully gone, and I was indignant about it. So I drank them anyway, but they were awful.
Yeah.
And I'll
don't
never
put
do
your-
that again. But
Don't put yourself through that.
Yeah, don't put yourself through it. It's just not. It's
Just,
just not. It's just
don't
not
do
worth
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just again,
Right.
If it's brown,
Flush it down.
flush it. Unless it's it's supposed to be brown. Unless it's aged. I mean, of course, aged wines will.
Yeah, but we're
Have
not.
a little bit of that
We're not
color.
going to talk about that yet.
No.
Aged wines.
All right. So here we have the Beringer. This is a Pinot Noir again, a 2023. And it's out of Carneros again. So that's if you don't know where Carneros is, it's really kind of a part of Napa, but it's a little more coastal.
Is it south of Napa though?
I think it's northwest.
Northwest is
So, and again, you get a lot of cloud cover up there.
It's coastal though, right?
It's coastal,
Yes,
right?
okay.
So you get a lot of cloud cover, and it's really good for Pinot Noirs. So Carneros, Carneros. Again, when I look for California Pinots, first things I look for are Santa Barbara and Carneros. And in that
Now, I know intuitively that this is a sort of a low price point wine. Did you spend more than $10 on this wine?
yes,
Okay.
slightly. Okay, so the color I'm not going to give. It's a little darker. It's not as light.
I think it looks fine to me.
I mean, it's not murky by any stretch.
And it's not doesn't look brown. Although it is interesting that
It does not have as much of the brownish
It doesn't
color
have
as
the
the
brown
other ones,
brown. Yeah.
right?
Sort of a pretty pink. It's not.
But it's- yeah.
It's not as bright.
But it's
obviously,
clear. It's
as
not
the-
murky.
Yeah.
You know,
as the
I
other
don't have any
ones.
problems
Yeah.
with it, right? So
Probably
the clarity is 5. I mean, I've seen more clear wines, but it's not unclear. Color appropriate for the age 2023, I think is fine.
I like the color.
Viscosity, let's check that a little bit for you. It doesn't have as much.
Not quite as leggy, but it's still got.
It's got some legs
It's
on
got
it.
a little legs on it.
Yeah, it's not horrible.
It's not terrible. Not terrible.
I'm not gonna hate it. Let's go to the nose.
Hey, I just want you guys to know for the future, though, there are wines that we will absolutely hate. Okay.
Yeah.
Today is not the day, obviously, because there's not a lot to hate in most of these picks. But we have, on more than a few occasions, found wines where we're like, this is awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah,
okay.
I've had wines that I bought that I thought were fantastic, and then I bought them again, and they were
Right.
horrible.
Yeah.
And we'll go over that too.
Yeah. And we've had wines that he loves and wines that I absolutely can't drink. So that's possible as well.
Yeah, intensity's not a lot going on there for me.
You mean in terms of nose?
I get a lot of the minerals.
I don't get any
it's
of
not. Yeah, it's not fair because. But if you dig in deep, you're gonna get some of that minerals, but intensity.
No,
It's gonna be a
the
two.
flavors are very muddled to me. And they're not. Nothing is particularly sharp.
But again, it is a lighter wine, right? So it's not like it's gonna kick you in the head, right? So
don't get a
it's
lot of that.
got a little more than the first, but it's okay.
I don't detect any complexity in this at all. So I'm just going to give it a 2 because I can't pick up
2 out of 10.
anything that's.
No, there's some
Nothing's-
minerals in there. I'm not gonna kill it on complexity.
I just don't pick it up. Maybe my taster is a little bit off, but
I'm gonna give it a 5. Like, I'm not gonna fail it. Well, a 5 is failing the wine on complexity. It's got some in there, but
okay. Well, then do me a favor. Then, so I've got a really low score on complexity, all right? But tell me what I'm missing because I'm
yeah,
not.
sure. I mean, you can definitely get some minerals in there. You get a little fruit for sure.
I get a cherry note. Is that what you're
There's
picking up? There's a cherry
definitely
note?
some cherry.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's again cherry, but I'm getting a lot of the minerals in there, and it's not. I don't really.
What mineral will
taste
taste like
salty.
mint?
It's not a mint.
It's not mint.
I'm not smoking mint, but
Hmm.
it's not crazy complex. But it's not.
Okay.
It's not. But am I gonna fail it? No. It's 5 out of 10 points for complexity.
Well, then I'll give it. I'll raise my score to make sure I'm not being too biased.
Yeah, you want to be two.
But a 5 is the max I'm going to do because that's.
Yeah, I give it a 5.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
all right.
5 out of 10. It's
Okay.
It's failing
That's
the most.
okay.
For
All right.
complexity. Right?
Okay.
Expression. Yeah. Again, it's that Pinots aren't gonna.
They're not going to jump out at you.
They're not gonna jump out at you. Some,
I feel like this Bourgogne, Bourgogne,
Yeah, the Bourgogne. Uh-huh.
Bourgogne.
Burgundy.
I feel like that one did jump out a little bit though. It had a little bit of like a tiny amount of just punchiness that made it sort of.
And you've had some Pinots where it can be really berry. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
Like you get a lot of berry, like
Yeah.
boom,
Okay.
right off the bat. All right, so I'm probably gonna give that a 3
That's what I gave it.
out of 5.
That's what I gave it as well. Okay.
Let's get into the taste. So let's check out that.
Oh, good Lord. Okay, that's got a whole lot going on. It's way sweet.
I'm not tasting sweetness.
Well, then whatever that is, that super tanniny,
Yeah.
punchy fruit. And this, you know what this tastes like? This tastes like a lot of wines that I have at weddings. This is sort of like a catering wine go-to. It's super cheap. It's really recognizable. I wouldn't drink this to save my
I'm not. I don't think it's overly sweet. So this is fine. It's probably sweeter than I would want a Pinot to be. So it's going to get a 3 on appropriate because it is kind of sweet.
It's very sweet.
The acidity is a little shy.
Ooh, I don't know. It makes my nose, makes me want to sneeze.
That's probably tannins.
Oh, whatever that is. Boy, that is sheesh.
I got to drop
I
it.
don't know. Do I give it an up and down on tannins? If it's got a lot of tannins, then what do I say?
I think for the varietal, you don't go to a Pinot for tannins, do you?
No. God, no.
Okay, well there's your answer, right? So is it appropriate? Because it's got tannins in it, which is,
Yeah,
I mean, it's interesting, but I got to be honest with you, I would expect it to be way more acidic. So I got to go 3 on acidity, 4 on tannins. Alcohol's fine, and balance and harmony is going to get a 4. We might have found our first wine that we are not going to grade very well.
yeah, it's not awesome.
Okay, there you go. Flavor, intensity, and complexity. Well, the flavors, it's definitely got a lot of flavor. There's a lot going on
Yeah,
there.
there's a lot going on for sure. I don't know, man. That's a hard. So
It's got-
this is heartbreaking.
It
because-
it wants to be fruit
Yeah.
forward, and it stops,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you're getting this back end of like leather.
but here's the
It wants to be a different
yeah,
varietal.
if the,
It's
so
like a fucking Tempranillo.
one of these, yeah, right.
like it's like
What's crazy to me is that this wine, if we had started with this wine, I probably wouldn't feel as I probably wouldn't be as negative as I'm being about it, because I wouldn't have anything to experience or anything to
Yeah.
compare it to, right? But because we started off with a really beautiful sort of nice drinkable Pinot,
Yeah.
this just doesn't hit
Yeah.
me at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. And again, I'm trying not to be as
No, I
I
get it.
don't want to be harsh, but
No, that's fine. It is what it is. So
flavor intensity kind of
probably like a 6.
yeah, it's just it's
just long.
intense, but it's just not. Again, where's the balance and harmony? Well, it got balance and harmony. I give it 4. I got to go back to 3. I'm giving that a 3 on that. Flavor intensity, complexity. There's a lot going on. I'm gonna give it a 7. I just don't know if it's all great. Let's do. It's just not what I would expect
I'm
from
just
this
trying to
product.
pick up any subtle note of something like
Anything
a
good?
familiar, well, a more familiar.
I'm kidding. It's not a
No.
bad. It's not a bad one. I'm not gonna beat it up to you.
It's not a bad wine.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, on a sliding scale of bad, right?
I've had
It
worse
isn't.
wines.
It isn't a $2 chuck,
No. No, it's definitely not a $2 shot.
but still.
And they're $3.
And the thing is that this is what irritates me about the catering business in general, is that they have to make a buck, right? So they go out and they find these wines.
Yeah.
And this is exactly why we created the podcast. This
Yeah.
is precisely the reason. So they go out and they buy this, not because of how it tastes, but
Because
because
of
of the name. It's
Yeah.
recognizable, and
Yeah.
it meets a certain price point, right? They get to the price point and they're like, oh, that's
Yeah.
something people are going to be okay with. And the vast majority of people will drink this wine and they would not have a moment's pause in it, right? And yet,
They get
if
good
I
deals.
tasted this at a wedding, I would run for the door to not
I
drink it,
I
right?
gotta be honest with you, it's leverage. We'll get this.
Yeah, we'll get into all that.
Well, it's a sales advantage. It's about leverage. So you got a distributor that has Mondavi, and then they got these 2 ones,
Right.
right? But they have to sell Mondavi. Okay,
Right.
so they gotta go into these places and say, hey, listen, I know you want that, and I'll give you a case of the good stuff, but you gotta buy 5 cases of Mondavi.
Right.
And not that Mondavi's bad wine. Okay, let's finish the aftertaste. We're gonna run this real fast. I don't think the aftertaste is gonna hang too long. And starting, ready?
Yep. Let's go. Mm. I'm sort of out now.
It's going.
It's not. That's
Yes.
not long at all.
That's if I say it's about 15 seconds. And there's nothing funky though, so I'm not gonna beat it up on that.
Oh,
There's
wow.
nothing funky at the end. Did you get anything funky at the end?
I think it's all funky. Like I'm serious when I tell you that this is not a drink. In my mind, this is one of those wines that's,
Yeah.
you know,
I don't-
is barely would barely cross my marker. Like if I had a halfway point,
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, this one doesn't get there.
Yeah. I mean,
And it's just because even if this was an $8 wine,
yeah.
it wouldn't get there for me.
It's a bogle.
Because
It's a
if it was yeah, exactly right. What's the Sharky one? The shark one?
No, shit, I think that's less than but I know you're right.
You know what I'm talking about. Like, I mean, there's some things that I'm not going to do, and now we know this is one of them.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good though.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're here for.
Right. Exactly.
So the finish aftertaste, I'm going to give it a. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 6.
I'm going to give it a generous 6.
Drinkability, I'm going to give it a 6, and personal score out of 10. Remember,
6, 6, 6.
yeah, I'm going to give it a 6. I mean, so I don't want to beat up too bad, but it's not great.
You cannot be honest. You cannot be honest and rate that as a wine equal to these two Pinots, which were in the same price point.
Yeah.
They're not even in the same category. So I don't think you're beating them up. I think you're just being honest. It is what it is, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this wine is not going to end up
It's
good.
not going to do it.
It's not going to end well for the Berger Carneros, and
I'm not gonna
specifically out of Carneros. Like, shame on the winemaker. Was it just,
No.
was it? Did they just go out and bargain for like
Yes.
the hot dog
Whatever it
of
was.
grapes?
Yeah.
Like whatever is swept off the. Okay, what are we gonna do with this meat? We're gonna make hot dogs, right? Is that what they? Out of Carneros?
There's a lot of branches in this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw it in there.
Because Carneros is generally a great place to
Okay, you know
get
what?
Pinots.
I've given this a fair taste. I'm gonna go ahead and be done with it.
Very well. I'm proud of you, David. Jeez. Wow. This is it's not a good score. 15 out of 15, 25 plus 16 plus it is 18 plus 13 plus 12. Yeah, this puppy got a 74. Not good.
Not great.
Not great.
Okay.
Well, this concludes our first podcast. Welcome. I hope you enjoyed it. We will be
fancy. We'll get
not
better.
drinking that,
This is our first one, so it'll get better. Our production quality will get better, and
and we'll get rid of the cats.
we won't get rid of them. We'll
yeah.
just try to keep them off.
Yeah, they're freaking winos.
Out of the camera.
So, yeah, we'll probably get rid of that one. We will probably hang out and talk about what we just did with these two fine wines. Again, the first one we did was then we'll put this up on, we'll put our gradings and we'll put them up on vinemedineme.com. So that's vinemedineme.com.
Vine me with a V. V-I-N-E.
And we'll post all of our ratings on there first. And in the future, we'll have other people and other songs and
And
people
restaurant owners.
Yep.
And people who like wine, people who
Jump in and rate wines.
I met a guy at Costco the other day that turned me on to a fantastic wine. We'll review that in a different podcast. But
Glad you finished that
you know.
sentence. I'm just kidding.
but met this really nice guy. He knew about as much as I know about wines, and we had a long discussion in Costco about what his wife liked, which was this. What was the name of that wine? I forget now. Called B something. I think it's called B-side. It was actually it's called B-side, and it just turned out to be a fantastic wine. So anyway, we're looking forward to seeing you next time. I hope you guys will make some comments on things we can do better, and we'll see you on the next.